Hello, I'm John Kicklighter, Global Head of Content at StoneX, here with a short and hopefully useful video on sentiment. Now, sentiment is a reflection of the market's participants in aggregate, and it can span from bullish to bearish or neutral when there's a balance in that theme. Now, sentiment is very useful for those looking for an expectation of trends that could arise or continue, or even reversals. But the tools to measure sentiment vary. At the very bleeding edge, we see people using AI to comb breaking news headlines and see the conviction around it, or go into Reddit boards or other social areas where they can gauge people's positioning and views on the market. We can also just see it in price action, which a lot of the purely technical traders like to evaluate. But I like to use tools like this. We have the Commitment of Traders report from the CFTC. Now, this is specifically for futures, but it can be quite insightful. I like to whittle out the participation to specifically speculative interest, in which you see on the bottom here is net speculative futures positioning. Now, this can tell us how people are positioned in this category, so speculative interests, in this underlying asset, WTI crude oil, and in this case, they're net long. However, if you look at it, it is near the lowest net long positioning in years. So we can look at this as a straightforward lacking or deteriorating condition as the crude oil market weighs on multi-year lows, or as many other traders like to do, they treat it as a contrarian indicator to suggest that we are near an extreme, and subsequently it's gotten too weak, and subsequently is prone to reversal. Now, knowing where the extremes are is difficult, and it's a low probability event, just like trying to pick major tops and bottoms in the underlying market itself. But that can be a additional guide in your valuation, along with traditional tools like fundamental analysis. Hopefully this was helpful, and good luck trading.